difficult times, so I'll just put the answers out here for all to see. 1. My brother-in-law's wife is deceased. 2. Brother-in-law is always at work when my sister calls my mom to get her to come over and watch her stepson. 3. Most of you guys are asking where my sister goes every Monday, and I even saw someone mention that I was Uda for not finding out. But I don't know anything. I have no idea what's going with my sister, and I thought it was not of my business. Update, guys. I've decided to try and find out what is really going with Jess. I'm not the type to snoop and it's not my business, but she already made it my business by turning the family against me because of something she did. NGL, I came here thinking I was going to get toast, but I wrong. Thank goodness for that. I'll update as soon as possible.
My ex demanded child support for a kid that is not mine. My ex demanded child support for a kid. Update 2. My ex demanded child support for a kid that is not mine. Ida for refusing.
Thank.
My son had apparently graduated from university, and I now know in hindsight that I was not invited by my son. My ex-wife already found it strange that I wasn't there and talked to my son. He told her there and then everything that happened, and that he was planning to invite me to the graduation on the day he was supposed to visit. The worst thing is, he was graduating as an automotive service technician and was apparently one of the best in his class. I then realized that I was indeed a bad father. In those 4 years of not seeing him and all the stress around me, I didn't even bother to ask what he was studying. My ex-wife told me that he was heartbroken and felt like he was unwanted, unlike my stepson. She started crying on the phone, saying he just wanted to be a mechanic just like me. He apparently wanted to move back and work with me in my shop and take over when I was going to retire. My entire world crumbled up in front of me, and I felt and still feel so incredibly stupid for saying those things to him. My ex-wife wouldn't give me his new number and address, seeing he wanted no contact with me ever again. She also told me to never reach out to her ever again. It's been more than a year now, and I've had a few fights about it with my wife. My stepson gave the car back and settled for something else if it meant that my son would come back. I've tried getting into contact with him for the last 11 months. Until a few months ago, the last thing I found out was that he was working for some big car manufacturer. Unfortunately, they refused to give out any information about the people working there. Yesterday, I got a package from him, unexpectedly. It didn't come with a letter or return address on it, but I knew it was from him. It was a box with his old Chevrolet toy car, an old picture ripped up of him and me on the hood of the car, and a videotape. I watched the videotape, and he was probably 7 years old at the time. In the video, I was fixing a car. I cried halfway through this because I then knew why he mailed me the tape. I said to him while he was filming it, if you want to keep up your grades, the shop could be yours one day, including my Chevy. My son had apparently my business was doing bad. I graduated from.
He didn't grow up with. Yeah.
Maya.
Yeah.
Oh, Maya, you're probably on mute.
Yeah.
Maya.
I think there's something wrong with my mic. I'm not on mute. I swear to
Oh.
goodness, I'm not on mute.
No, it said you were talking, and I was like, oh wait, I think it's probably turned down actually.
Anywho, so guess who responded?
Oh, he responded again.
He said, why you so mean? Because I said, to his thank you. He said, why are you so mean? I said, what do you mean? He said, sounds like you're mad at me. Totally, I am totally mad at him, but you can't tell if I'm lying through text message.
I'd be like, well, what did you answer him?
Yeah, I said, what do you mean? I said, I'm not, question mark. And he said, oh, okay.
Oh.
I shall give him a thumbs up.
No, I wouldn't have answered him like that.
I left my cheating ex on the top of a mountain.
Like, I wouldn't lie, but I wouldn't fully tell the truth. I'd be like, what? Well, I think what you did is really disrespectful, especially.
It
like,
is, but listen,
women.
listen.
But
if,
I'm not like mad because I don't have the right to be. That's what I would have said.
Oh, now my pop tastes like tap water. Anywho, the thing is, if I do something that he don't like, I'm gonna get unadded, and I don't know what's the drama's gonna be anymore. So, and plus, I want to see if she actually rejects him, though, because he's gonna ask again.
I left my cheating ex on the top of a mountain.
What? I left my cheating ex on the top of a mountain.
I left my cheating ex on the top of a mountain. To all the people posting hiking horror stories and calling me psychotic, a little background on my ex. He grew up in Canada with an extremely outdoorsy family who loves to camp, taught him basic survival, and also forced him on hikes as a kid. We have both camped together and snowboarded together. I ensured his pack would be enough should he get lost. He had a survival beacon that I use for backcountry skiing, paracord, a knife, compass, first aid kit, emergency blanket, whistle, bear spray, flashlight, ferro rod, like 3 or 4 Cliff Bars left, proper
Bear
clothing
spray.
and probably other stuff I'm forgetting that I shoved in there. He is no idiot to the wilderness and can follow a trail that was extremely, at least to me, heavily trafficked yesterday. He got dropped off by his friend and sure enough did not feel like moving all his crap out, which was fine. It was a long day. He slept on the couch and I got everything of his out of my room last night. I was going to help out downstairs with getting all the little things of his since he's pretty moved in, but his ex showed up to help him pack, so now I'm just in my room writing this. We talked a little bit last night because I was curious about everything. He was extremely pissed, but I think too tired to take it out, yelling not physical. He said he stayed a ways behind a large group and kept their pace till he got to tree line, then lost them. He thinks it took him about 5 hours to get down, but he's kinda terrible at time estimates, so could have been shorter or longer. For those concerned about him having daylight left, people start 14 hours way early in the morning, if they're not running up them. And we particularly started around 4:30 a.m., summited around 12:15, and he had plenty of time to get out before nightfall. Additionally, I'm not sure when it posted because it was my first and only post and I didn't get any notification thing that it ever went up while I was driving or when I was home. I woke up to all these comments. He's moving in with his ex and mentioned nothing about me illegally kicking him out, which I doubt he is concerned about. Yeah, he gets mail here, but I don't think he would consider he has a legal case, if he even does. All in all, things went well, and I'll never forget the look on his face at the summit. Mount Elbert, for those asking. I left.
It was on Mount
Mount what?
Everest. Mount
Whoa,
Everest.
What? Oh.
Things got real. Oh gosh.
I said you weren't going to die that time. I meant you weren't going to die by storm. I cannot foresee the future. I didn't know somebody was going to come and kill you, but you didn't die from storm. So I was technically correct.
But technically, you were kind of wrong because I was losing HP and I was getting shot at, and also it didn't help when I was getting shot at.
You got like 70 HP though.
It wasn't. I was at 60. Is that crust good?
It's a French bread pizza. It's really good.
Salt Lake City, BMF Health on the line. My fiance, I know you browse this shitty sub. The wedding's off, bitch. Hey Aggie, it's Drew.
Hey,
I'm posting to a secure
yo!
location. Any minute now you'll get home and sit down to browse Reddit, as usual. Well, I've got an early Christmas surprise for you. You're dumped. Is it really such a shock? I already tried breaking up with you before, remember? See, you got upset over my reasoning and claimed you were upfront about your hobbies, as if hobby even comes close to describing it, from the day we matched on Tinder. But here's the thing. When a girl's profile says she's into magic, guys assume they mean Owl House cosplay or some shit like that, not literal fucking witchcraft. So then when I discover the truth, after proposing to you FFS, and hinted ending our relationship, you made the temperature drop while pictures spun along the walls. After I gave in and we patched things up, there was a patch of breath fog in the iced over bedroom window framed by four-fingered handprints, and you just smirked and said, good thing we worked things out, huh? Well guess what, it's over. I'm gone. I've tossed my phone away, blocked your email address, and deleted all social media. You can't intimidate me into staying with your little party tricks anymore. Go find some other poor sap and ruin his life. Ciao, bitch. Edit. Okay, this is weird. There's a noise coming from the attic of my safe house.
Ooh.
Aggie, is this anything to do with you? Maybe I came on a little strong with my post, but I really think us moving on is for the best. Edit 2. This is getting seriously strange. It's like there's a giant cat with long nails running around up there. The sound moved above my head when I got up to use the bathroom and came back. Aggie, did you have anything to do with it? This isn't funny. Can't we part ways amicably? Edit 3. What the fuck? The attic stairwell just folded down by itself.
Oh
I swear
gosh.
there's a voice whispering my name from up there, but I'm too afraid to look.
Get out of
Barricaded the
there.
bedroom door. Aggie, I threw away my phone and can't remember your number. Please message me if you're reading this. Please. Edit 4. Aggie, I just want to talk to you again. Say I love you again. Laugh with you. Cook with you. Play games together. Go outside. Split a bottle of expensive wine at a fancy restaurant. Hold your things while you cast a curse. I'd do anything to reconcile our relationship. I was an idiot before. I just want to heal you. And heal myself, too. Life sucks without you. Please reach out. My DMs are open. Please. Edit 5. Hi everyone. Aggie and I are back together. Things are great. Thanks for your concern. My fiance.
What
I know you
the
browse the shit,
frick?
so. The wedding's off.
It said, hold your things while you cast the curse.
My mother wants to disown me for not letting my brother rope my sister.
What?
2
What?
Okay, so listen. My mother wants to disown me for not letting my brother rape my sister.
Oh.
Do you want to hear how this goes?
Disown me for not letting my brother rope my sister. About 2 years ago in January, my sister confessed to me that my brother had been roping her. She told me that he had been doing this for at least 3 years and she didn't know what to do, since she had told my mother about his behavior and she did nothing about it. I haven't lived with my parents since I was 15, so I understand why my sister didn't trust me enough to tell me what was happening before. When I confronted my mom, all she said was he's working on changing, and he has not been doing anything lately. I just took my sister with me and my mom thanked me for helping her. After thinking a lot, I called my mom and asked her to call the police on my brother and to kick him out of her apartment before I took my sister back. She went completely insane and threatened to call the police on me for kidnapping my sister while calling me ungrateful, remarking how I had never helped her, and crying saying, "You don't know what they do to people who do things to children in prison." While my sister was living with me, I took her to all the appointments with CPS. taking her testimony, scheduling therapy sessions, etc. because the school was aware of everything happening. Every piece of information was sent to me instead of my mother, which made her furious. After a couple of months, my brother left the apartment and I took my sister back. After that, my mom prohibited me to be alone with my sister and wouldn't even allow me to arrive unannounced or without her permission. She stopped taking her to her therapy and got my sister a dog. When my brother was finally arrested, my mom went insane accusing me of calling the police again so they would arrest him and begged me to help her find a lawyer to help him. Of course, I did not help her with that and she completely dropped it. A couple of weeks after she started acting like everything was normal and I thought she was changing, she would invite me over, we would go to places and spend holidays together, and sometimes she would ask me for money because she was late for rent or because my sister needed stuff for school, etc. I never gave it too much thought since she had never done that and I wanted to help her. After I think 7 or 8 months my brother got out of jail and was deported. I thought everything was going to get better from there seeing as my brother was in a different country, but I was really mad since I didn't know why he was released and no one would tell me. Fast forward to 2 months ago, me and my sister were talking in my car and she told me about everything that my mom had been up to. My mom had been paying several different lawyers to try and get my brother out of prison. That was the reason why she needed
Bro.
me. She kept in contact with my brother a lot and would send him money and care packages. And the worst of all, when she finally understood that nothing was getting my brother out of there, she threatened my sister to go and sign a contract stating that she lied and my brother didn't do anything to her. She also told her not to tell me this or else she would get rid of her dog. I truly did not know what to even think. The months of physical, emotional, and financial support I had given my sister, everything I had to do to make my sister have a better life and not be in that horrible situation shattered. I felt useless. Nothing I did was enough to protect my sister and I even contributed to it without knowing. My mom made my teenage sister a liar in court and all I can think about is how if anything remotely similar happens to her again, no one will believe her. It frustrates me how her mother was able to do this to her daughter just because her son was in prison for a crime he 100% committed.
Wow, the mother's so selfish.
Update 2.
Take your sister away. Take the
Update
dog
2.
with her.
Is it worse to be a man rather than a woman?
My dear, sweet child. That's what I do. It's what I live for.
So I tried to surprise my wife.
Am I the jerk for telling my sister it's not my fault her son doesn't call her mama?
Am I the a-hole for telling my sister it's not my fault her son doesn't call her mama?
Am I the jerk for telling my sister it's not my fault her son doesn't call her mama? So, I'm a 15-year-old girl who lives with my mother and
Not the
stepfather.
15-year-old
My sister,
girl.
Sally, is 30 and has a son, Wally, who is now 20 months old. My sister is also very tired from hanging out with her friends, so I'm the one who usually takes care of the little boy. I'm perfectly happy to help her when I can, but I also do all household chores and have school, so it's a lot. Recently Wally started saying mama, but he only calls me mama, and will cry whenever Sally tries to take him from me. 2 days ago we had a fight over this. I said, I'm sorry Sally, but you're never around or help with the baby, so it's not my fault that Wally is so attached to me. She got really mad and yelled at me that I was a B, and she wished that car crash ended me. I was in a car accident. I survived but lost my arm. My mother
Dang.
refuses to buy me a prosthetic. Then she stormed off to her room. Later I got a call from our mother who was upset with me. She said I was being a brat and needed to apologize. My stepfather is on my side, but now everyone is arguing and I hate it. Should I just apologize?
Girl,
Am I
no.
the jerk? Am I being a brat? Edit. My sister said that she was traumatized by me being in the hospital and needed to relax away from me. I feel really bad for stressing her out. Also, I'm homeschooled. But from the comments, I'm not doing anything wrong. And I'm taking some advice from you nice people and gonna call my grandma. I am correcting Wally to not call me mama. Sally just happened to overhear it. I'm telling him that I'm Auntie Ray Ray. He's such a sweetheart. Edit 2. People keep calling me Cinderella. So I guess I'm the one-armed Cinderella? That put a smile on my face. People keep asking so. I live in the US, in Texas,
I
and
feel bad for him.
Lights. My younger sister wants me to give an old ex closure. I'm married, and don't see how this will do any good. Why is my sister insistent on this? Posted elsewhere, but was told to post here instead since it involved, but I made it a choice to walk away. I became the butt end of the joke after the breakup, and honestly the mocking and teasing I got from other students in college was enough that I fast-tracked my way to a degree, much to the detriment to my health. Seeing how she moved on quickly made me question our childhood friendship too, so there was that. It took a few years and I moved on with my life. Got married just a few years ago and have a son. About a month ago, my ex emailed me with an apology over the breakup and asking if we could catch up. I thanked her for the apology, but said that I think meeting up is not a good idea. Since then, she's been emailing me every few days. Both our families are friends, and my younger sister has been pressuring me to give my ex a face-to-face for closure. No one else in my family is so insistent. My sister, when we were younger, looked up to my ex as an older sister, but last I heard it's been years since they talked. One thing is for sure, I don't want to talk to my ex, but I also want to keep my relationship with my sister. How do you suggest I navigate my relationship with my sister? ETA, my wife saw every email as they came in. Nothing was hidden from her. I blocked the ex this morning, and my wife is a little bummed out because she was enjoying reading my ex's emails and how strange they were. I shared the thread with my sister, no response yet. And someone found a thread on Reddit that has a lot of details similar to my ex. I'm 50-50 if it's her, but it reads way too unhinged to the woman I once knew. Plus some details are off, but some Redditors think it was for plausible deniability. The poster messaged me and it might be her. I can't imagine she's this unhinged. My younger sister.
Am I the asshole? Oh, great. It's time to get my.
You won't believe why my wife is screaming at me like this. I pranked my wife into thinking that I got a magic band chip surgically implanted in my wrist because I told her that it would help speed up production of my magic band readers. She won't let me post her reaction, so I asked how many likes would prove to her that people want to see it. TikTok, make it 20. You won't believe why my wife is screaming.
Choosing vacation with mom over my dad's wedding. My parents, my girl destroyed my Jordans. After my girlfriend texted me I got a ride from a friend. I wonder how you are getting home though, wink emoji. I immediately ran outside. I saw a huge hole through each of my windows and I was just devastated. On top of that, the Jordan box I had in the car was missing. It was the Chicago ones and those practically cost me an arm and a leg. Did you seriously take my box of Jordans and break the glass of my car windows? Is the text I sent after seeing all of this. I tried to tell you I'm not one of them. You should have stopped looking at those girls. She sent a photo of her creasing and ripping apart my Jordans too. I just facepalmed and began putting my phone away and then I was pacing back and forth. That's when I went inside and asked for the parking lot footage. The cameras caught her. She was not going to get away with this. I texted her a picture of her just about to throw the rock through my windshield and sent a smile emoji. She was then freaking out and I enjoyed every second of it. I'm talking about calling, spamming with texts, etc. I ignored her just to worry her some more. A bit toxic? Maybe so, but it was definitely well deserved. I then called her and told her that I could either call the police now or you can pay me for my windows and the shoes. Angel, please. I will pay you 3x for the windows and pay for your dumb Jordans. Just please, please, please don't send that video to the cops. She sent a check and let me tell you. Once that check got to me I was laughing my way to the bank. And oh, I'm single now, baby. I think I'm going to steer clear of the crazies for a while now, folks. Y'all.
How I keep my.
So a girl thought his boyfriend was cheating, so he got these brand new Jordans from Chicago. And so she got crazy, broke the window in a parking lot where there's a camera, but she didn't know, so took the Jordans. She said, how are you gonna get home, weaky face? He said, did you really just take my Jordans and break my car windows? Sent a video of her increasing the brand new Jordans that never got weared and ripping them. And he has a video of her destroying his car and stealing. So he lied to say, oh, I'm gonna call the cops on you. And she started freaking out, so she played 3 times extra to keep his mouth shut. Man, as soon as I got the money, I would have done, I would have betrayed her. Make her rot in jail. Be like, this is what you get in jail. Gonna